Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Mic ready. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 2 4 2 4 2 4. Dumbass. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me again. Welcome to the They Gave Us a Podcast, episode 12. Good to be back. I told you guys I'll be on point from now on, and I sort of kept my promise. But as I said before, I think we're going to change the name of this podcast to the Broken Promises Podcast. We can change this shit to a lot of shit. The Broken Promises Podcast, the Ain't Got Shit to Say Podcast, the Conspiracy Podcast. All this shit applies to me. But once again, appreciate you guys joining as always. It's good to have you. And I know on your end, it's good to listen to this sexy ass voice. Oh shit. Man, let's just get right into this shit, man. If you haven't heard about this story already, you probably live under a rock, or live under somewhere, or you're probably broke and they turned your electric off and you have no TV to watch and you can't charge your cell phone, so therefore you can't see the news. What's his name? Steve Stevens. Or Philip Phillips, or William Williams, whatever you fucking want to call him. Steve Stevens, man, they just found him dead. What time is it right now? It's 4 p.m. on Tuesday. I forgot to say the date at the beginning of this shit. Damn, I screwed up. Today, this is episode 12. Today is April 18th, 2017. There you go. The Steve Stevens dude, the dude from, I think, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, that apparently or allegedly shot a 72-year-old man on the street, point blank in the head, basically execution, for some shit that he was going through with his girlfriend. I'm not going to mention her name. He basically admitted on Facebook Live, or just on a video on Facebook, that he was doing this because of her, and he mentioned her by name, because he wanted all the deaths that all the murders he was going to commit. He wanted it attributed to her, and I'm not going to mention her name, yeah, apparently they found him dead in Erie, Pennsylvania. It's a lot of conflicting reports. One, he was found dead. Two, he was, the police were in pursuit and his car spun out of control and he killed himself while his car was spinning out of control. There's a lot of conflicting reports on it. I'm not going to act like Tom Brokaw or, fucking Glenn Beck or any of these news people. I don't really know what's going on, but from the snippets that I've read, this is what people are saying. This is what the quote-unquote fake news is saying. Crazy shit, man. This dude basically, as he claims, even though we've only seen proof of one death, of one murder, he claims he's killed 12 or 13 other people. So let's just say he did, for hypothetical reasons and for reasons for this podcast. This dude went on a killing spree because he had issues with his girl. Now, whatever those issues he had with his girl may be, he didn't really disclose them, and his girl spoke out, or his ex-girl, and she didn't really disclose them either. But basically, we're led to believe the dude had issues, relationship issues. She broke up with him. He's one of those pussy dudes that couldn't take a breakup. He said he went to talk to his mother. His mother didn't care about his problems. He went to talk to his girl. His girl didn't care about his problems. People at work didn't care about his problems. So this is, from what he's saying, this is the only way he knew how to take out his frustrations, which is bitch shit. Dude, everyone goes through shit. I can't count on both my hands how much shit I've been through and not had anybody to talk to about it. And I'm perfectly fine. Well, by my standards, I'm perfectly fine. I'm a little fucked up in the head, but I'm not going to go to the extreme of fucking killing innocent people. Just take yourself out, dude. If that's the case, fucking kill yourself, man. Why take it out on everyday people in the street? Apparently the old dude was walking home. And listen, I'm a conspiracy theorist by nature. I don't really believe shit that happens. Like, I thought like 9/11 was an inside job. I thought Sandy Hook was like a false flag. Like, I just, this is shit I think, and I call it thinking outside the box, because I just don't like to believe everything I see or hear. But I'm just taking this for face value. If he did, if he did commit these murders, man, the old dude was just walking home from Easter dinner or some shit, man. And he just did some sucker shit, man. In a video, it shows him getting out of the car, actually putting the gun up to the guy's face and shooting him. I saw the video. It was brutal, man. I did see like a lot of people commenting, don't watch the video, I'm weird in the sense that I like to see gruesome shit like that. So the video didn't really affect me much. But, you got to realize there was somebody on the other end of that gun that lost his life, allegedly. And it's just crazy, man. Those videos don't affect me. Like, I like to see videos of people getting their head chopped off. like I fucking randomly, when I'm bored, I randomly Google pictures of like car crash wrecks and see like mangled bodies. I'm just into gory shit like that. It doesn't really affect me. But with respect to the guy, with respect to the old dude that died and his family, it's pretty fucked up. But yeah, they found him dead or whatever. Good riddance to him. I didn't even notice this, but I cut my hair yesterday, and I'm sort of like a chubby, husky dude with a beard, and same complexion as the dude basically. And I cut my head bald, and like I totally forgot that this dude was on a run in Cleveland and driving to New York in a fucking Ford Fusion of all cars. He's driving to New York, and I'm sitting there cutting my hair, making myself resemble a dude and shit. And I didn't even know until I went in the bank to like deposit my check, and and the dude behind the counter was like, "Yo, for a second I thought you was that Steve dude." that shit fucked me up. Yo, I walked out of the bank scared as fuck, man. I was watching my back and shit, like, damn, I shouldn't have cut my hair, but that's crazy, man. That dude done. It's hard for me to comment on it because, like I said, I'm conspiracy brother. I don't think anything that happens is real. I mean, obviously some shit that happens is real, but I have certain feelings about some things, and when stories start to conflict and news reports start to conflict, I just get, like they said that they're trying to hail like the employees at McDonald's as heroes. Apparently, I guess at McDonald's on its way from Cleveland to here to New York, they're trying to label them as heroes because they held up his French fry order so the cops could catch up to him. Like, really? Like, we've all been to McDonald's. Like, it take them forever to fucking make French fries. McDonald's can make the most difficult hamburger in a minute and a half. It take them motherfuckers 10 minutes to make French fries. So, especially when you don't want salt on it, it's like an extra 5 minutes because then they got to make a whole new batch because all they make is French fries with salt. So, it's bullshit. I hate that's the type of shit I hate when they try to hail people as heroes that aren't heroes and haven't really done shit, but they want to give somebody credit. It's just a lot of conflicting reports, man, and I don't usually listen to the main reports or things on the news. I kind of do research with whatever I can find, and I go from there. But fuck, no rest in peace that I do. Fuck him. Wherever you at, heaven or hell, if you believe in that. I don't. So if you just dead, then you just dead. Yeah, fuck it. What else, man? What else is happening? Life is good, man. My son, he's 2 weeks so far. He's 2 weeks old. Crying like a motherfucker, man. He cries, man. Like, I can't take this shit, man. My girl left me alone for an hour with him. Like an hour. I counted that shit, like minute by minute. She left me home with him for an hour and 4 minutes. That shit felt like all day. Like, I'm not watching him until he becomes like 2, 3, 4 months. I can somewhat communicate with him. Right now, he's like 2 weeks old. So everything he does is fucking irrational. So I can't level with him. I mentally cannot watch him. I love my son. Like, I can't wait to do shit with him. I give my life 10 times over for him. But at 2 weeks, I'm just not mentally strong to watch him with all the fucking crying he does, man. I can't. So, she will never leave me alone again with him. Maybe like at the most 5 minutes. I don't want to sound like a bad dad. I know I sound like a shitty ass father right now. Like, I wanted a kid and like now I just want to run away like every black father does. That's so fucked. I got fucking deep-seated issues with black people. But yeah, I couldn't do it. She had to I called her like, yo, why are you taking so long? It was like 40 minutes in. I'm like, yo, why are you taking so long? Because he just would not stop crying and I couldn't take it. And she rushed home to fucking save me like Superman. So she's a boss, man. I can't give her enough credit. She definitely holds it down with my 2-week-old asshole of a son. Fucking beautiful kid, man. Don't get me wrong. Great kid. I just, at 2 weeks, me and him just don't get along right now. So she's gonna need to hold him. She's gonna need to hold that for me. Like, here, take this money, take this stack, take this gun, just stash it away from me for a few months, and then I'll get back to you. I'm not. My mental capacity for fucking with a 2-week-old is that's a dangerous situation. So, and I informed her, and she's aware. She's aware that I'm not strong enough to deal with it. So, needless to say, I won't be watching him until he gets older. But I still love him. Whatever. I'm just glad I got her. I don't know how single mothers do it, man. Like, just single parents in general, and it's mostly single mothers because they obviously have the baby. But I don't know how single parents do it, man. Much respect to all y'all. I can do it. Just give me the kid when he or she is like 5 years old, and I'll take it from there. But before, between 0 and 4 and 5, nah, bro, you keep that. I'm such a fucked up person, man. But I'm really a good guy, I promise you all. By the way, thanks for listening to the podcast. I always really appreciate it, and I say this every episode. You guys are probably gonna get tired of hearing this. All my 5 listeners now. It's down from 10 to 5 listeners and subscribers. So thanks, guys. Really. But just a quick point again about this Steve Stevens dude. I think I know that dude was, well, as he says, he was he was like Beta Psi or Kappa Psi or some shit like that, which is a fraternity. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about now. I'm just throwing out facts that I've read. But the thing about it is, the thing that gets me is, like, this should be a warning to people to listen when somebody has something to say. If you know someone that's going through something, they're like, fuck, like, dude, I just need to talk to you, mom, dad, sis, bro, girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, best friend, like, I need to talk to you. I'm going through some stuff right now, and I just feel overwhelmed. Like, take 10 minutes out of your day to listen to what they have to say. Mental illness, and he probably wasn't mentally ill. He probably just was at his breaking point, which he said he was. But we have to realize that everybody's breaking points are different, right? So I'm strong enough to not do some bullshit like that with all the shit I've been through in my 33 years of life, right? I'm strong enough not to do that. The next person might not be so lucky. So they might go through half the bullshit I go through and ready to snap. And I know we can't monitor everyone. And I'm not in any way, shape, or form condoning what he did or giving excuses. But I think we really need to start listening to people when they have something to say, when something's bothering them. Because it can sometimes mean life or death. And that can mean someone else's life or their life. So in this world where we're wrapped up in selfies, and I'm partly to blame because I'm always taking selfies, but when we're wrapped up in selfies and social media and everything's about me and stay woke and, be me mentality, we have to start looking outside of ourselves. And realize that we have an impact on what other people do. To give people the cold shoulder, and I don't want to belabor the point, but that was just a thought of mine. In no way condoning what he did. It was sucker shit. It was definitely sucker shit. But if he truly, really needed a shoulder to lean on, that's something we have to really look into doing more, is giving our time to other people. But I digress. I've actually found this very interesting. Earlier today, I like I've said before, I listen to other podcasts. Obviously, I didn't just wake up one day and want to do podcasts. Like, I actually got the inspiration from listening to other podcasts, and it's funny. I listen to Bill Burr. He says this shit a lot about sending your DNA to Ancestry.com and all that other shit. And he does like a read for what the fuck's the name of that mattress? Whatever. I'm not giving him publicity, even though I just gave it to Ancestry. But he said the mattress company does like a body scan and some shit. He says you're a dumbass if you send your body scan because they're gonna make a drone along with your DNA that you send to them. Just hilarious shit. But actually, I've done some research, and I'm kind of in agreement with it. I won't lie. I've actually thought about the Ancestry shit. I wanted to know just sort of my background and exactly where I come from and what types of nationalities are connected to my bloodline. And I wanted to do that, but I think it was like $100 for the kit, and I'm cheap as fuck, so I'm not going to spend $100 for anything unless I can get like a ton of value out of it. So I get like I haven't purchased sneakers in forever. I wear like scruffy ass. I got like 3 pairs of scuffy ass fucking Converse All Stars that I just alternate, and like a good pair of boots. But I've wanted to do that, and I'm actually not now because I was listening to the crime story of this girl had gotten murdered, and I don't know all the facts, so I'm just gonna sort of make it brief and abbreviate it. This girl had got murdered. They couldn't find her killer. They searched the database of what they had for fingerprints and DNA. Nothing came up. So to widen their search, they went to Ancestry.com. They didn't go to the .com. I mean the company. So they went to Ancestry, whatever. They went to that company and was able to get DNA, what's called familial DNA, which is basically shows like a relative or someone that shares the same DNA as a killer. They went to Ancestry and got the DNA from there, and then it connected them to a guy who turns out didn't do the murder, but still, how controversial is that? Like, you send your shit there and you think it's safe, but police officials or government officials can just subpoena them, just like they can subpoena Facebook for your information or for your page. They can subpoena Ancestry.com for your DNA. That shit blows my mind. Like, okay, I commit a crime. For instance, I commit a crime. I'm not in their database, and wherever I live, in the database here. They can't find me in their database, so they go to Ancestry.com to see if I'm there or see if anybody related to me has sent anything to Ancestry.com, and then they can make a connection. Like, how fucking crazy is that? I would never do that now. Like, I wanted to, but I won't do that shit now. It blew my mind. And I can't really go into detail to it because it's too labor intensive, and I just really don't feel like racking my brain. I'm not being lazy. I love you, I just don't feel like racking my brain on it. But just the outside, the general synopsis of it, crazy that they can just go there and get the DNA. So I would never send my DNA there. I'm not spitting in no damn tube or swabbing my mouth and sending it in. No, thank you. That's just not gonna happen for me. It's just insane, man. Really fucking crazy. I mean, despite all the bullshit, I feel good. Like, I just came from the gym, lifted some heavy ass weights, lift things up and put them down, shit like that. With all this bullshit going on in the world, man, I just really try to think outside the box. I try to be as open and accepting as possible. It's people expect, and I hate making shit about race. What do I want to talk about? I love making shit about race. I love making shit about... wait, hold up, that came out wrong. I hate making shit about race, but I like discussing race. So there's two different things there, because I don't play the race card. Two different things there. Just because I'm black doesn't mean that I have to... Listen, you might have an opinion that's pro-black and non-white, anti-white. That's fine. I can respect that. But just because I'm black, you shouldn't... it doesn't automatically make me part of your black delegation. Like I'm not all of a sudden pro-black because you're pro-black, or I'm not pro-black just because I'm black, It's weird because for the longest time, which seems like forever, and recently, black people, they say all they want to do is just be included in society, or they want to be made to feel important. They don't want to be made to feel less than. They want to be included, they want to be part of society. Cool. But we want that, but at the same time, we want to exclude other people. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I make myself clear. You know what I'm saying? I don't say that. I don't know where that comes from. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what you're saying. They don't know what I'm saying. You have to explain it, Shannon. It's like, oh yeah, white people aren't the only important people. Black people are important too. Black lives matter. And then we go into, but fuck white people. You know, like, oh, we want to be included too. You know, we're part of society just like you are. But fuck white people. Let's get rid of all of them. You see, like, it's two sides to the, like, you can't play both sides. And from jump, when I was a kid, listen, I've had stuff happen to me. People have called me names. People have called me the N-word. People have excluded me because I was black. You know, when I would date a white girl and hung around her family and friends, they'd make black jokes. And I just kind of take it in stride, you know, like whatever. I'll give them a jab back. But, you know, you can't treat everyone like they have an agenda against you. You can't treat every white person like they're racist. Just like you don't want white people to treat every black person like they're a criminal. You see how that works? Like, if you want to be accepted, you have to be accepting. And that's kind of what I follow. You know, I'm an introvert, so I keep to myself a lot, but if someone shows me respect, then I respect them back. I don't know what they're thinking mentally, what their deep, dark secrets are. They could not like black people. I can't do anything about that, and I don't know unless they express that to me, right? But at the same time, if you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. You know, I don't hate you because of your skin color, and I don't even know you. That it doesn't work that way. I'm friends with a ton of white people. I mean, and I'm friends with a ton of black people, and I'm friends with a ton of Hispanic people. I don't know any. I know like 2 Asians, maybe. You know, I know a few Mexicans, but like when I lived in Jersey, man, I lived in an area that was heavily populated with people of like Mexican descent and things related to that. Cool as fuck, man. People cool as fuck. I never had a problem living there. And and among the white people, like, I was one of the only black people in that town, like, in like a maybe 12, 15 mile radius, maybe 20 mile radius. It was a small town, and I was cool with whoever I seen, you know, whoever's cool with me, whoever didn't give me dirty looks. And I just feel like it's 2017, like, despite what you may see in the media, on TV, and on social media, people are society is very accepting. You know, despite all the shit you may see with the cops and all that, that's a different story. Society in general is very accepting, and I think people need to get on board with that. You don't want to be segregated, but you want to segregate yourself. You know, it's a contradiction. It's a paradox. You can't have it both ways, and that's just the shit I follow. Yeah, I'm gonna raise my kids to be that way. Even though my kids are half white, half black. You know, they're obviously gonna know about their black culture, and they're gonna know about, you know, white people culture. I don't know what white people culture is. If it's mayonnaise and saltine crackers, that was fucked up. But I don't know what their culture is, but I mean, it's something they're gonna learn about it. You know, I just think that we need to be more versed in terms of society, and you know, don't hate. It sounds like so campy and so hippie and shit, but we just stop hating other people, man. Stop hating everybody. Like, I get it. I'm aware racism is out there. Yes, I know this. I know this when I go to a store in my current town. That someone may look at me a different way, or someone may not fucking hold the door for me when, you know what I'm saying, when I'm walking in the store, walking out of the store. I get that. That doesn't necessarily mean people are racist. That it could mean that they're just assholes. And we just have to stop being so hateful, man. I really hate the negativity. I've been negative for most of my life. So negative. so down on myself, so depressed. But when you realize you have a lot to live for, like, I'm alive, yo. I get to experience my kids growing up. I get to experience just standard shit, like watching Judge Judy on fucking TV, you know, like hashtag blessed and shit. Like, that's just the way I think of it, and I just try to be more positive in things I do now. I don't know if I'm boring you or not. If I am, I apologize, but this is just something that's been on my mind maybe all week. We can be pro-black. We don't have to be anti-white and anti-everything else. You know, I want to talk about ratchet shit, but I can't because this has just been on my mind and I have to talk about this. I just have to get it out or I'll have to wait till next week, and I'm just not going to feel like talking about it next week because I'm a lazy fuck sometimes. But, you know, you can hate me because I date a white girl. You can hate me because I tell the truth about the hypocrisy in the black community. And there's hypocrisies in other communities as well. But I don't know about those communities. I know about mine. And so that's the only one I can speak on. And you can't get upset because I tell the truth. I say things that are fact. And not on this podcast, just in general, like on social media. And you guys won't see that if you're not following me or if you're not my friend. But, you know, I speak the truth about real issues. And people just don't like it. They want me to dumb down what I say just to cater to a quote-unquote black initiative or, you know, shit like that. It's not me. That's just not me. You know, like, I just roll with whoever rolls with me. Like, the funny thing is, I always got teased for not dating black women growing up, right? Oh, not dating black girls growing up. And I always say, yo, why, you know, what do you see wrong with black women? Why don't you stay with your own kind? I've had people say that to me. Stay with your own kind. You don't, you know, you can't find anybody in your own kind that you like. Well, it's not that. It's my own kind doesn't like me. to put it in context, I've growing up in the hood, black girls didn't like me. I just wasn't that dude, you know? They wanted to see a certain swagger or a certain, like a certain coolness or trying to figure out like a certain, like thugness or aggressiveness. I wasn't that dude. Like growing up, I drew comics. You know, I was an artist. I drew. I wasn't on the basketball team, you know. I wasn't an athlete. I wasn't the bully, you know. I wasn't the hardcore dude that walked through the hallways with a fucking hooded jacket and baggy jeans sagging off my ass. I wasn't that guy. I was just a fucking kid that was into drawing and listening to TLC and Whitney Houston and shit. I'm making myself sound so feminine right now. But that's just who I was. And growing up and even like getting out of school, and like going to college, I was just a quiet dude, you know. I kept to myself. And so I didn't really have that mentality or that physical presence that it's assumed that black women would like. And so I gravitated more towards, you know, sometimes Hispanic women, but white women because that's who liked me. So I liked whoever liked me. And it's not like I didn't have any choices and I just like, oh, well, if you like me, then sure, I like you. No, it's nothing like that. Obviously, attraction has to be there, but fuck it. If you like me without me even trying, then fuck, let's go. You know? So that's just how I see it. The whole race thing, it seems like I can never escape from it because I'm black. And I always catch heat for something I say that isn't pro-black. You know, if I'm not a Democrat, I catch heat for it because apparently Democrats are the superheroes of the political world. I don't know when we got there, but hey, if that's what you want to run with, you go ahead and do that. This podcast is not funny. I usually try to do a funny podcast. This is somewhat semi-serious. Started off with the Stevens dude, and it just went downhill from there. But yeah, I actually had a question about that. I was arguing with baby mama the other day about the difference between things going uphill and downhill. So if I say, is uphill supposed to be hard and downhill supposed to be easy? Because that would seem correct, right? Like if I was riding a bike downhill, like if I said I just got promoted and I'm now making 120 grand a year, everything's downhill from here. Shouldn't that mean that everything's easy? Like if I'm riding a bike, I'm just like on easy street going downhill? Or if I say everything's uphill from here, does that make it hard, like difficult? Like, damn, I just got demoted. Now I'm making 28 grand a year. Everything's uphill from here. To me, that makes sense. I'm not sure what the verbiage is, or what the right one is, but that would make sense. If everything is uphill, that means that it's going to get difficult from this point on. But also, up means a higher status, right? Like, up means like heavenly and shit. So, and down just means like bad. Like, I don't fucking get the difference. It's just, I don't know. It's on my fucking mind, man. I don't know. So it's funny because we were watching last night. Baby mama and I were watching what's that shit called? It's like on a CW. It's on some magic show with Penn and Teller. Try to Fool Penn and Teller, some shit like that. And it's just like a bunch of dudes doing magic. And I'm so fascinated by magic. Like, I don't love magic, but when somebody does it, I freak the fuck out. Because I swear magic is real, man. I'm telling you, there's no sleight of hand that good for you to trick me in that way. And she's like, dumbass, that's what magic is about, sleight of hand. You're supposed to think it's real. No, man. Like, when somebody, like, puts their hand in a top hat and there's nothing in there, and they like turn the top hat upside down, nothing comes out. Then they put a cloth over it and then like remove the cloth and it's a bunny. Like, that's fucking magic, man. That shit is like some Merlin shit. like, I don't get it, man. I don't get why she says that it's not. Like, where the fuck did the bunny come from? That's my question. I'm confused about this shit. I don't know. I can't help it, man. So she was just like getting on me and laughing hysterically at the fact that I think magic is real. I know magic is real. Like I said, there's nothing that good that can be that fucking fake. So, like when a guy cuts the woman in half, like how are her legs in there still moving, and then the other part of her is like wiggling her like arms and shit. like she'll be in a box and he'll cut the middle. Excuse me. He'll cut the middle and then move the boxes away. Her legs are still wiggling and like she's still smiling and shit, and her arms are waving. Like, how does that happen? That has to be magic. I just saw her get in the box, and then he sliced it. So there's no sleight of hand. There's nothing. He cut her in half. Where's the blood? That just drives me nuts, yo. Like, I want to see more magic, man. I'm gonna like go on YouTube and shit and just check out, and just go down the rabbit hole of just looking at magic tricks and shit. Cause I'm fascinated, man. I truly am fascinated by magic now. So I'm not gonna become a magician or anything. I want to know how this shit's done. It has to be real. So, oh man, let me check the time, man. Jesus, I've been rambling for 40 minutes. You guys, you stuck around this long for 40 minutes? Jesus Christ! You don't have anything else to do today? You literally sat around and just listened to me talk for this long? You must be bored. I feel sorry for you. Now I actually feel sorry for putting out this podcast and having you listen to it. Really. Oh man. Well, blah. What the fuck? That's this week's podcast. This is me and my big tongue again. Like, my tongue seriously is too big for my mouth, and I have to struggle so hard to pronounce certain words. I don't know if it's just like a speech impediment or if it truly is my tongue, but that's just how you ever fucking bite your tongue, like, just out of nowhere? Out of nowhere, I'm not even chewing. Like, I'll just be sitting there watching TV, and then I'll get ready to say something, and I'll just bite my tongue, like, out of nowhere. That just hurts so bad, man. It always makes me tear up, just because I guess I bite it so hard. One time I don't know if this is good for the podcast now, but one time I bit my tongue and literally had the skin hanging off, like the flesh hanging off. That's how hard I bit into it for no reason. I'm a dunce. Anyway, that is this week's podcast. I appreciate you listening. I really do love you guys. For the 5 listeners, thank you for following me. Thanks for listening to the podcast. I appreciate it. Again, I know I keep saying appreciate. I need to find a new word. I need to find a lot of new things to do. But, I love you guys, man. Tune in next week for episode 13, where I'll find something else to ramble about. Again, this has been the They Gave Us a podcast. If you're interested in sending an email to the show, if you maybe want to get on and have your voice heard or just talk about a certain topic, you can always reach the podcast at theygaveusapodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow our Facebook page or the Instagram page of the same name of the podcast, which is They Gave Us a Podcast. You can go to what's the website? They Gave Us a Podcast .wix site/podcast or .wixsite.podcast. One of the two. I don't know. I'm sorry, but it's like They Gave Us a Podcast .wixsite.com/podcast, something like that. You can go there and you can just hear all the episodes. You can listen to us basically wherever you listen to podcasts. So if you've got, actually, no, that's wrong. I'm sorry. That's way incorrect information. You can go to the website that I gave you to listen to the podcast, all episodes from 1 through 12, excuse me. If you're not subscribed to us on iTunes, please go into iTunes, type in They Gave Us a Podcast, subscribe there. You can also listen to the podcast on Spreaker, SPREAKER.com. Yes, speaker with an R. So Spreaker.com, you can listen there. I'm trying to get on different platforms. It's just so difficult, man. It really is, truly is difficult. I got away from SoundCloud because they were killing me with wanting me to pay for shit. And I'm, like I said, cheap, so I don't pay for anything. So, yeah, iTunes, Spreaker. Go to the website, send us an email, wherever you just Google the fucking name of the podcast. They Gave Us a Podcast, and you'll see some shit come up and just follow it. So I love you guys. This is the end of the episode. Appreciate you sticking around for the whole 40-something minutes. Go enjoy your day. Go have sex. Go eat. Go. So I was going to say some other shit, but I'll keep this like PG, I guess. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you next week. Peace.